It is 76 degrees on a beautiful Saturday night in Kelowna, British Columbia. And I thought that on this last evening, I've only been here 2 nights. This is my 3rd night. I thought that on my last evening I would just kind of take a walk through what's known as the Waterfront area. And Kelowna is on a large lake here in, this would be central, maybe central, well, actually it would be eastern, I think southeastern British Columbia. So I'm going to take a walk through. I hear some live music going, and just kind of take a walk around and give you an idea as to what it would be like to be here in Kelowna on a Saturday night in the middle of summer. All right, I don't know if you would call this the promenade or what, but this is a nice sidewalk that people walk along the harbor here. And just over here on my shoulder you can see this wireframe bear, which I think is a symbol of British Columbia. I could be mistaken. Another nice thing I've noticed about this town is that throughout the town they have these pianos. And the pianos are just here for people to come up and play, whether they're good or bad or what have you. So here's a gentleman that's playing the piano, entertaining the passerbys on a Saturday night. Really a beautiful evening. The temperature is 76 degrees, no humidity. Back home where I call home, that is, back in Florida, temperature right now is probably in the low to mid 80s with a fair amount of humidity. Alright, and I found my way down to the far end of the promenade, and you can see there's a rather nice hotel here. If I'm not mistaken, this is called Lake Okanagan. Okanagan. So you can take your sweetie out on a little dragon boat, if a little dragon paddle boat if you want. As you can see, that young man took his lovely girlfriend out, or maybe that's his sister, I don't know. But here is the, if you look at this on Google Images, this city, you'll see this park right over here. Beautiful park at one end of the promenade. So we'll go back down to the other end where I hear the live music. All right, and I made my way down to the other end of the promenade, and you can see this landmark here, this sculpture, and a lot of photographs that you look at of Kelowna on the internet. And well, I thought I was the only one wearing one of these kind of hats, you know. All right, I was just telling Mercedes that I thought I was the only one here wearing that type of a hat. But so they have a concert going on down at this end of the promenade. Take you for a nice walk through the promenade. I actually see a lot of older folks here enjoying the concert. Probably a lot of the younger folks are out at the clubs. It's just before 9 o'clock on a Saturday night. They call this Parks Alive, live outdoor entertainment all summer long. ParksAlive.com. It's a very, very nice atmosphere. Alright, so just across from the park is this street, and this street goes down along the waterfront. And one of the things that I was noticing as I was walking through this town was that it does have its fair share of, I don't know if the right word to call them would be undesirables. That's kind of a nice way of putting it, I think. But just people that are more or less homeless and what have you, just hanging out. But maybe undesirable is not the right term. If you can think of a better term, then by all means shoot me a comment. But I saw a whole bunch of people that are just kind of homeless and panhandling on the streets here as I walked up and down. This isn't the main street. This is this street goes right along the water. There's actually a street called Bernard, which I'll walk down before I wrap up this video. Alright, I actually stand corrected, literally stand corrected. I'm on Bernard Street, so I was looking for Bernard Street, and this is actually it. So another street performer here. It's doing all right. Got a guitar case of change. So I'm going to just take a walk along Bernard Street for a little bit. See if I can't find a bite to eat up here somewhere. Tomorrow at this time I will actually be in Vancouver, and that'll be the first time ever in Vancouver, and I've heard a lot about that city. I hear it's one of the nicest cities in the world, so I'm actually excited about that going over and seeing Vancouver for the first time. All right, so this wraps up the very short tour of downtown Kelowna on the waterfront. And as I was walking back to my car, you see all types of panhandlers, out and about. And there was this woman here, right here, just sitting here in her wheelchair. And I don't even know if she had a sign, but she had a cup. And I walked by and she was reading. And I looked inside the cup and the cup was empty. So I just grabbed what spare change I had in my pocket, and I put it in the cup. And boy, she was so emotionally grateful. And I asked her what she was reading. And it was pretty obvious she was reading the Bible. And she said, right now I'm reading the book of Acts. And I said, well, God bless you. And that wraps up this tour of Kelowna.